$654.39 trillion is officially set to enter the XRP ledger and XRP on June 27th. The Ripple CEO officially announces the real price of XRP at over $10,000. Crazy enough, Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, isn't the only Ripple official that confirmed $10,000 per XRP, but rather the XRP founder and Ripple's co-founder known as Arthur Brito, which has been very famously known for his statement that XRP is designed for $10,000 and must be scalable to accommodate 7.5 billion people. He's also mentioned such a massive price of $10,000 per XRP. The only catch is that Arthur Brito has been known for only appearing a few times, with one of his main statements being over 14 years ago, his final one, and that being that XRP is designed for $10,000 and must be scalable to accommodate 7.5 billion people. But today, we had some breaking news. Arthur Brito, known for this statement, posted on X for the first time in 14 years. What makes this so critical is what he actually posted, which is a shocked emoji, which comes at the exact time to where two main events are happening, and they all coincide with one very massive picture and one very important number, which is $654 trillion by June 27th. Guys, it's official. Only 4 days until the largest XRP ledger supply burn in history and the beginning of the integration of $654.39 trillion global real estate market within the XRP ledger. This is so massive that it has officially made Arthur Brito, the founder of XRP, that said XRP is designed for $10,000, come back on his Twitter page and post. And what makes things even more critical is the fact that RealFi, the institution backing the tokenization of 650 trillion and their native token, the Real Token, actually is very closely linked to Ripple Labs and maybe even Arthur Brito. And the date June 27th is a very important date because not only is the introduction of $600 trillion or the beginning of inflow towards it, they also announced the 20% of the Real Token, the native token built in the XRP ledger, burn of their supply. This means that the phase 1 supply, which is 100 million tokens, 20% of that will be burnt on June 27th, and then 10% additionally per month will burn, occurring every 15th of every month. Now, the other very important thing with the June 27th date is if you guys haven't been paying attention, the FedNow payment system and the ISO 222 system set to facilitate all the money through XRP has delayed their announcement and their integration of the Fedwire Fund service that will integrate into the ISO 222 system and use the key ISO 222 tokens, which include XRP. But more importantly, take a look at this date, guys. July 14th is very, very, very important because it comes only 2 weeks after the June 27th massive beginning of induction of 650 trillion and the massive burn of XRP. And it comes only 1 day before the second burn of 10% of the remaining supply. The timelines here are almost exact. I mean, you guys don't understand the scale of what's about to enter into the XRP ledger. Banks are about to swap over to the ISO 222 system, and Ripple is set to become a central bank over time, with the Federal Reserve swapping and using the XRP and XLM tokens to swap all of the money. Guys, as we do a deep dive into this, and there's a lot that we're going to cover in today's video, including Arthur Brito and $10,000, we decided to partner with Uphold to give every single person watching today's video free money. In fact, you can literally get up to $100 very easily in less than 5 minutes because you've watched this video. Just like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment in the comment section XRP, and then sign up and upload using my link in the description and do a transaction. This entire process, again, takes less than 5 minutes, but it guarantees that you get yourself a juicy starter referral bonus, which consists of up to $100 worth of free money, where you can then buy XRP to fill your bag, Bitcoin, or any other cryptocurrency, or even if you don't want that and you want to just take the money, you can literally withdraw it directly to your bank account and thus pay your bills. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. Guys, XRP's price is officially doing a massive recovery, and it may seem crazy, but in the last year, XRP is up 300%, guys, 362% to be exact, and in its all-time, it's up over 37,000%, but you still hear people complaining every single day. on a daily, XRP is up 8.5% in the last 24 hours, with its volume around $4.9 billion in the last 24 hours. But what's about to happen very soon on June 27th is going to break the XRP price chart, because we will likely see the massive pump to begin towards $10,000 per XRP, coinciding with what Arthur Brito had officially announced and him coming back to X and posting this. And we can't forget that all of this is happening at a very important timeline. I mean, the Federal Reserve signed an executive order, Donald Trump did, for the Federal Reserve to revise it, make it more modern, and integrate XRP into their payment system. And this is also about forgetting the fact that XRP now is part of the United States Treasury in a strategic crypto reserve. In fact, it's been reported that XRP will bridge all of the money, including all of the United States debt, which is in the quadrillions of dollars. Guys, only 4 days remain for the largest supply burn and the introduction of 654 trillion. Yet people are still deciding that they believe XRP is going to go to zero, and they're forgetting about all of the money that will all inflow into the XRP ledger, including into some of the tokens like the real token, which is built on the XRP ledger, eventually resulting in an XRP pump. But we're also going to see this happen due to the fact that the XRP ledger is about to have a ton of people buying XRP to buy the real token, to the point where people predict that in only 12 hours, the real token, currently priced at 2 cents, will go to over $190.98 per real token overnight, literally overnight. And he says, can you imagine that? You have to be up to date, do your research, and this is very important. I got my bags packed. This is massive. And who's this? Well, this is one of the largest experts in the XRP space with over 390,000 followers. Guys, this is what we're talking about, the real token, which is up literally 25% in literally the last 12 hours. And this is only the start. Take a look at the massive support levels. Guys, if you got into the real token when I first told you during their pre-sale, you'd be up 10x. Their phase 1 pre-sale occurred and has ended. Now they're doing a massive burn. And there is so much coming very soon. That is in my opinion, of course. But basically, we are going to see a massive breakout if the $650 trillion actually unfolds. To the point where when I do my research, guys, and I looked into Grok, and I'm going to show you guys it right now. Because real token only has a 100 million supply for phase 1, if all 654 trillion real estate market enters the real token, we're looking at $6 million per real token. That's more than Bitcoin, and it's because of the massively low supply and the amount of money that RealFi is going to facilitate using the real token. And this project is literally at 2 cents, guys. Literally 2 cents. Now let's forget about 650 trillion, all of it. Let's say it takes 20 years to facilitate 650 trillion, and we want to know what only 1% of 650 trillion going into the market cap of RealFi or the real token would price the real token at. We are talking about $65,000 with only 1% of the $650 trillion. This is the price of the real token, which could literally happen in days. Days is what we're talking about. And again, I'm very bullish. I got to say this quite clear and transparently. I'm very bullish on the real token. And I want to tell you guys that I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. Always do your own research. You have to do your research on projects like this that are utility based in the payment and real estate sector, tokenizing on the XRP ledger. Every box is checked and has a very low supply. And they've met with Ripple Labs. I mean, it doesn't get better than this. They've literally met with Ripple. On top of this, they have a perfect BanX score. I mean, they're 8 out of 7 overall rank, low risk. Top 3 holders, low risk. BanX score is 100. KYC score is low risk. They're KYC verified. Total wallets, you're looking at 1,226. This thing is flying. Yesterday was 1,100. Now we're 1,200. And it continues to grow exponentially. Guys, if you are not in early on projects like this, you are going to be from the very few that buy high and are going to sell low. You want to be from the people that are early that buy low and sell high. And so again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but I'm telling you, do your research on real and the real token and RealFi, the actual ecosystem and the institution backing it. I mean, this is a massive institution. So real estate and payment unified by blockchain. From rent to real estate, pay the world with one currency built on the XRP ledger. And they are a actual payment solution, the RealFi payment solution, tokenization of real estate, and the real token. And the RealFi ecosystem is going to use 2 tokens, the XRP token and the real token, which obviously is what we're talking about. And you can get in early and make an absolute ton of money. But again, not financial advisor. I'll be leaving all the links down below for everything, including the real token links. Now, I want to conclude by mentioning some very important points for the XRP ledger as a whole, and even XRP. Guys, over 4,000 USA banks are in talks to partner with Ripple Labs and use XRP